Hello, everybody. This is How Is This Name, aka Hayden, with episode one more than one less than three of Rambling or Rambles, whatever I called the last episode. I'm pretty sure it's Ramblings. Um, so changed in how this is going to be ran, or changes that are going to happen from the last one. So the last one was like 30 minutes long. I hit a bunch of themes, and I sometimes didn't finish all the topics in my themes. Like I would start on a topic and then I wouldn't finish all of it, or finish my complete discussion on it, and then I would go to another topic and then I wouldn't finish that one completely and go to another one. So I'm going to keep this one more concise, a lot more concise. Obviously, we're still rambling because I'm choosing just a topic and diving really deep into it, giving you all my thoughts on it. Um, yeah, and this should be a lot shorter, like since I'm only doing one topic. So we're gonna do probably, or the topic for today, or the theme for today is college. Um, the utility of it, the importance of it, the significance in it, the weight it carries whenever you have a degree, what kind of degree it is, each market, whether you still need a degree. Do you need a degree? Do I need a degree? Am I wasting my time? Who knows? Well, we're gonna get to the bottom of that. Yeah, so that'd be the topic for today. So first things first, I guess. Um, First off, you needed a degree, or quote unquote, you need a degree based on what field you're going into. So a trade like welding or like design, you don't really need a degree for that. You're just good at it. Your significance to the market, job market, is solely based off your abilities. That's it. That's really it. I'm a welder who can weld much better than like a high school welder who finishes high school, that welds better than some professionals is going to be their weight in gold in the market because they're young, they're new, and they're very good. So a welder doesn't need to go to college for anything. Same thing with some design, like graphic design. If you're a good graphic designer when you're 16, and then you're a great graphic designer when you're 18, the job market's just waiting for you. As long as you have a portfolio and everything, you're good to go. So it's like some people don't need a degree in the slightest. Maybe you want a degree. It's solely up to you, of course. Then there are people who do need degrees. So the people who aren't going into strict trades like that, you probably need a degree in some aspect. But more so because it's a building block. A degree just shows employers that you can learn, you can follow instructions, and you can grow, I guess. Because college classes, once you take your core classes, that's like a foundation, even though I would disagree, it's not really a foundation, but it's how colleges see it, as a foundation of classes. And then um your major courses, so the courses that goes directly to your degree, like your specified degree, like for example computer science, so you're taking coding classes, those are actually building upon your core. And then you take even higher level classes that build upon your major classes. So it's building blocks. You're able to take information that you got from classes 1, 2, and 3 and apply it to 4, then take information from 3 and 4 and apply it to 5. It's higher level thinking. um it's like Bloom's taxonomy. It's like a pyramid of how high level thought is. Um, I think the most basic is just knowledge, and then the one after that is deriving information or being able to make decisions from that knowledge. So, um, those are two things. And whenever you take classes in a degree, that's what you're doing. You're obtaining knowledge through information, and then you're applying that knowledge to make decisions. So, yeah, it's more high level. Another thing, I've been hearing a lot of things about like how college is a complete waste. People get degrees, for example, in fields that you need degrees in, and then they just go into a complete different job market because they never got a degree or they never got a job with that degree in the first place. So a good example is like psychology. Like, oh yeah, I got a degree in psychology. I have a master's in psychology. Oh wow, really amazing. So that's a non-STEM thing, right? Like psychology is not STEM. It's not STEM related. I'm not gonna say you shouldn't get like you. I'm not gonna say you're gonna not get a job because it's not STEM, but STEM is definitely like the job outlook for STEM fields is much higher than non-STEM fields. So of course, like STEM being science, technology, engineering, medical. Um, yeah. So the reason why people are getting degrees and then not getting a job is because they're going into fields where the job outlook is low and it's actually oversaturated. So I think one of the most common degrees in the world or in the US is psychology. Um, but we don't need that many psychologists. You can't really do too much with psychology unless you get like a master's. Then you can teach psychology, I think, or PhD. Um, So they're going into fields that are oversaturated already. So it's like, well, there's your utility out the window because there's a million of you with the same degree. So why would we hire you over them, over my nephew who has the same degree, stuff like that. But I think the cost of college is the biggest factor that people are just turning off to people, or the biggest, I guess, talking point. It's like I'm paying all this money for college just to get a degree that I'll never use, or just to get a degree and then not find a job with it. Okay, well the cost of college is more than just the diploma you get at the end. The cost of, like, if you actually look at your fees and your tuition, you're paying for all these services, all these buildings, all these things that you probably never use, right? So at my college, I pay for like a I pay like a physical fee, not physical fee, a gym membership fee. I pay like a student services fee. I pay a bunch of these fees. And the thing is, if I use those fees, then they're pretty much they are very worth it. Like I get access to a gym for almost nothing or nothing because I'm paying it into my tuition. Um, Also, there's something called career services that I have, which are actually it's like a group of people or it's just like a small organization type thing, and their entire like purpose with the fee that they're given from all tuitions is to help students get jobs, help them build their resume, build their portfolio, and then go out there, connect them to resources in which they can get jobs. So that seems like the perfect thing for any college student to be using all the time. I'll go there and it'll always be empty. No one's ever taking advantage of them. They'll host events where they actually bring in employers to like talk with the students, to look at their resumes, to get them actual genuine feedback. No one's ever there. So it's like, why are people not here? But then those same people that are not there are going to get a degree and then leave, and then like, I don't have any resources. I don't have anyone to talk to. I had to apply for these jobs online through monster.com or something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, you didn't use the resources that were given to you. So those are resources given to you. Career services after you pay your tuition. That's just an example. I'm sure every college has something along those lines worded differently. Those are things like that you pay for that you're not using. So in some sense they're given to you, forced upon you, but you're not using them. Then there's the resources that you can obtain while at college, that you have to build yourself. Bonds. So I'm talking with students, fellow students, like who they know, who they might know, um, who they themselves can help you with. So if someone like, if you have a colleague who owns a business and exactly what you want to do, okay, well, there you go. Become friends with that person. See if you can build a relationship and eventually work at that. Or see if he knows people who, or see if they know people who can get you a job in the same field that you're looking at. I'll give examples for all these in a sec. Then professors. So people, they'll just go to college, take the classes, and then come back home. That's all they do. They don't care for anything else. They don't care to talk with people. They don't care to socialize. They don't care to build relationships. They don't care to join clubs and none of that. But you're paying for college so you can get access to all these people with, like, especially professors who have decades of experience in your, like, in the field that you want to be in. Like, they've been in the field probably longer than you've been alive, and you're like choosing to just not talk with them and not just like close them off, or you're just choosing to not take advantage of like becoming friends with them. So for example, with my professor, one of my professors who she teaches a very tough Linux class. Um, she, like, a student made a good bond with her, and he only got like he got like a C or a B minus in her class, but like he was very proficient in Linux. It's just the class is very difficult, and you have to like do a lot of work. So I'm sure she saw his like talent, or she saw his capabilities, because after the semester ended, he talked with her, and she got him a contracting job with NASA. So he was working with a contractor who works for NASA, because NASA is one of the biggest. They use more contractors than I think anyone else in the U.S. So yeah, he's working with NASA now, and he was a part time. And then when he graduated, he did very well there. So obviously they promoted him to full time. So now he's a genuine contractor with NASA. So yeah. Also, just a lot of people at my college, for example, uh, like have worked with NASA to some degree. So I'm sure if I talked with my professors, which I have, I could get into NASA, or not. I'm sure, but I could tweak some things and eventually get there if I wanted to. Um, let's see. Whenever I was referring to that colleague, so talk with your neighbors and everything. A class I took last summer, this guy, he used to work with SpaceX, so he was an older guy, and he's like, yeah, I just wanted to get another degree. He already had like 2 degrees, so he just came to my college to get another degree. I think engineering, and he's like, yeah, if you ever want to talk with a or not contractor, recruiter for SpaceX, let me know. It's like I had built a relationship with him, and I got his contact information and everything. So it's like, yeah, people go through all of college without building any relationships with their like colleagues, professors. It's a terrible idea. Like the reason I got my second job, which was a lab administrator job, is because a former instructor went to my former high school to teach. Like he felt like working at a high school, and then my former teacher worked within the school district of my high school, but I had known all three of them like really well. So like they were talking, and they were like, "Yeah, we sort of need a person for this." So she reached out to me, my teacher, and it worked out like that. So it's like because I built relationships with both of them, um, like I was like telling them like, "Hey, I'm gonna need a job and all these things." I eventually filled the position that was actually um, becoming vacant. So before it actually went vacant, so I was able to shadow the guy that was leaving, and then take his job after he left, or not take his job, but filled the job after he left. So yeah, there's a lot of like I always see people on Twitter saying like college is useless, don't do it, or like college is overexpensive, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, like don't do it. I think college has a very good utility right now. Obviously, some colleges cost infinitely more, but that's because the resources you're being like the people you're meeting at those very expensive colleges are probably a few tiers above the people you're meeting at like a community college. Um, and that's just based on like what those people are probably done in life and everything, like storied professors and all that stuff. But yeah, it's like that's something that I've been thinking about. Um, like I said before, like you need to get a degree in something that you want to do, or I didn't say that before, but something that has a job outlook. Like if I really want to do psychology, if I really want to do it, and I'm not doing it just to do it because it's an easy degree, then I need to network with everybody. I'm talking every professor, every colleague that I've ever ran into in campus for those 4 years. Then I probably have a really good chance of getting a job if I've networked well with all of them. But I'm sure 99% of psychology majors don't do that because they just want an easy degree, or it's just a really basic degree. Like, oh yeah, I got psychology, we're good. Oh yeah, psychology degree. I got a degree now. So yeah, it's like the price you're paying for college is like so much more than just the classes you're gonna take and leave. Like you're gonna take for one semester. It's so much more. And the people who don't take advantage of that are the people who are gonna be left up behind working working at a phone store with a master's degree in psychology. That's my friend. He was telling me about how his boss has a master's in psychology. I'm like, and he's working at Verizon. So yeah, it really makes you wonder. Um, yeah, I think I hit all my points. Like I said, it was much more concise. Give me any feedback again. Bro, last video y'all cooked me. Like I went to stream, and then people were like, "Yeah, I watched your video." Bad, 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 bad. I'm like, God, okay. I left that video up. 'Cause I think I can handle criticism, and also it's like a growing thing. It's like, okay, episode 1 was horrendous. Episode 2 was much better. So maybe episode 3 would be even better than this. Also, if you want any like topics that maybe I'll talk about, or that I might, if you have any topics that you might want me to talk about, put them in the comments. Tell me when I stream. Yeah, I'll probably, if I know anything about it, I'll give my 2 cents and then look more into it. And yeah, so YouTube. We'll see you later. Bye bye.